All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. It's been a while since I've covered this, but we're going to do the quantum sector. We're going to look at QBTS, ARQQ, QUBT, and RGTI. Truth be told, I know what the first two look like. I'm obviously looking at this one so I can see it. And then I was looking at ARQQ today. It actually came up on the Discord earlier. And look, I mean, this looks nice, all right? I hope you don't need me to tell you that, right? I mean, beautiful double-digit 20% plus, beautiful above them all, great volume. I mean, there's a lot to like on this, right? So I'm very excited to talk about this one. ARQQ looks like it's trying to follow. It is, and it's got a nice. You know, even this one too. There are a lot of red. Like there's a lot of recovery that this thing could make if it comes. And I mean, you gotta love where the markets are, right? When NASDAQ's flying, you're gonna see technology fly, right? So loving this. I'm excited to talk about all four. I am hoping that the bottom two reflect the first two, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. This thing was a lot higher. Oh, I don't even have any, but I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines here for sure. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can click that share button. It goes a long way. All right, so let's get into it. And man, there is a lot to like here. So first off, I don't really know if there was news. Honestly, I didn't look into this one. I had a really busy Monday myself, but let me know if there was news. All right, that's really the first request for the team. All right, it seems like there has to be, given that this big volume spike, right? Because what were we at? We were at 2.6 million shares as of Friday, crossing 10 today, right? So more than a 5x jump on volume. I'm assuming it's news based on that gap, right? I love this Friday and Monday candle back to back. I love it, all right? So this Friday candle, when I'm clicking into it, so the 9th, right? Literally last Friday, you can see in the box over there, if you look, the high of the day was $1.09. The close of the day was $1.09. I love it when there's no wick on top. The close of the people were just buying and buying. And they finally said, you know what, we're done, we're closed, come back Monday. And lo and behold, they came back Monday for more, right? I love that back to back. I'll be honest, this is a little bigger of a spike in volume. That, look, don't get me wrong, volume's king and a big spike is obviously beautiful, right? But I'm a real big fan of just like a steady growth, right? Like I'm a little surprised it wasn't at 5 million. It basically doubled that, right? Because if you're looking at the screen, you can see that little like nice uptrend I'm trying to make off of that 1, 2, 3 day, right? But no, instead of that 5, we get the 10. I think that's what helps us do what? Break all 5 and hopefully fly, right? So today is the first day over the 200. You cannot get crazy excited off a single candle, all right? And let's just zoom out a little bit because I know I just saw it, right? But look, we go up it and come right back down it like a hot knife through butter. I get the fact that QBTS did go up a bit and actually caught a little bit of a rebound on that 50 moving average right there, right? But if I'm looking only at the purple line, I'm seeing a resistance, a break, and then a hot fail. So to me, I think this is still a little bit of an unproven line. And look, this is not an old stock. This is a relatively new stock. The 200 is relatively new in a lot of ways, right? So I'm glad we've at least been over it before. This isn't the first time we're over it. I'll take that. But this actually is the first time we're touching it, really touching it at all since August of last year, right? So it's been a little bit, about 6 months, give or take, since we've remotely touched it, let alone actually broke over it. But I gotta say, I love how nicely we broke it. And let me actually draw it from here because I'm curious. Look at that. Okay, one thing I always say is I like it when the candle is higher than the biggest one to the left. We just missed it. It looks like this right here. This, again, August 23rd candle finished what, 2 pennies above us. This day closed at 137. We closed at 135. I'll be honest with you though, I think it's good enough. I'm gonna move this line, so I'm gonna move it up. I think this is our line right here, and you can see we kind of wicked it. So I'm basically taking, roughly speaking, half of March and June candles on the daily, and it actually puts us just over that August one that I was talking about. Look, if this can get over 141, green, 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 red, 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 like this is a lot of real fast up, real fast down. I can see it wanting at least 180. I think 180 would be a real good target. I'll be honest, I don't even want to draw a line right there. I feel like the line I would draw is up here at 199. Give or take that. Yeah, 199. Again, that's what I drew. I do think, again, this 175-ish, 180 might be something, but I think 199 is actually the better line. And then, again, if we break that 199, I said it earlier on the video, there's a lot of red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, green, green. Like this is a fast mover, all right? So this thing can catch some good momentum, and end of the day, it's all gonna start here, all right? As long as NASDAQ is pushing, NASDAQ is pushing, NASDAQ is pushing. It's easier to see it on the weekly. Like we are pushing all times right now, right? So that's the actual all-time day. What was your high of the day? 16.2. All right, we're at 15.9, so not quite the all-time high, but that's a beautiful candle, and that's not a bad day after today. Sorry, it's a weekly, right? But yeah, today was that. Sorry, that was dumb. That's not too shabby at all, actually. So again, as long as NASDAQ's looking good, the others should be looking good. A QBTS. I'm liking this. I am. Let's check out the weekly really quickly. Oh my. We are over all the moving averages on the weekly. There is no 100, right? As I click here, this stock has not been alive for 100 weeks. Again, I just said it. It's not that old a stock, right? So we are over all of them on the weekly. And in fact, we did get over it on last Friday's weekly candle. So this did break it though by pennies. And so far we're confirming, again, very, very early in the week, right? But it seems like we're confirming the weekly. Man, this weekly is actually saying this line might be a little low. Interesting. No, that's a good line. Look at that. It hits the January and February weekly candles. Love it. Cool. I like my 141 line. I love that we're overall. Okay, I wish that the MACD was positive, but I mean, I can zoom in. You can see a beautiful divergence. Good divergence on the RSI. Good volume. Love it, love it, love it. Just wish that was a little positive, right? Did I talk about them on the daily? I don't think so. But again, MACD, beautiful diverge. Again, divergence just means two lines going away from each other. We want the green to go up and away, up and away. I like it. It's on both. And again, we talked about volume. And you know what? The last thing, let's just talk about this. Since the 22nd of July, it's just July. Wow, January, excuse me. I think it's really easy to say volume's been pretty good. I wouldn't say it's great because you can argue people have kind of been buying and flipping more than buying and holding. These last 2 days especially are making me think people are now starting to hold, because I'm going to zoom in like from this day, let alone from this day, right? From the beginning of February, it's easy to say that there's an accumulation, all right? You can include, I think, this as well, the end of January, because this is a good day. They did not sell more than they bought. We keep buying, a little sell, we keep buying, little sell, nice, right? So there is an accumulation happening, and I like it when people want to buy and hold. That makes me confident when I want to come do a flip, right? I'm liking this. I am, and hopefully that carries through the rest. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. I struggle to say thoughts right there. Let me know if I missed some news on that gap up, because that would only add to it, right? When fundamental news and technical analysis meet and they're both happy, beautiful things happen, all right? Let's look at ARQQ. ARQQ, I'm liking this, all right? I am liking this, and I think it ended a little better than it did when I was looking at it. I think it was a little closer to the 14. Did it have a good ending? It did have a good ending to the day. Lovely. Look at that bounce. Cool. Okay, you know I'm here to talk about the dailies, though, and what's the easiest thing to... Oh, actually, before I do, hey, if you can please share this video, please subscribe to this channel. Oh, it does wonders. Coming up here, I hope you see it before I even have to say it, all right? It's all about this 100 moving average, and it seems like we have taken off from it, all right? This clearly breaks it. Day after the doji is usually very telling, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is very telling to me, all right? We didn't get over the biggest candle to the left, which is this November candle, but hey, I think this is where we're going to want to come to. Did we break half of it? Ooh, we didn't even break half of it. 65 cents might be a little bit of a resistance, only because, look, it's interesting. Okay, I'm jumping around a little bit. This is a good MACD and RSI right here. That's a strong divergence. Again, divergence just means two lines going away and they're both diverging the same way, green going up, right? MACD is diverging into the positive. It seems like the RSI wants to go higher, despite the fact that we're at a 79. And I always say 80 is where I start to worry. And really, as I zoom out, we haven't been over 80 very much. Now, there was definitely this day right here that had a 97 RSI. What was the day after? It held a 94. Interesting. That's that. And then after that, there's not a lot more. Until like the early days when that really doesn't count too much, I would say. Ooh. I'm not crazy sure how high this RSI wants to go, but I think I'm going to ignore this. And I think I'm going to focus on that good MACD, that great volume that's actually rising rather steady. It's not like this crazy climb like that. That's a pretty steady climb actually across those 4 days. And again, I love the break. Doji doesn't count, but the day after the doji is very telling, all right? So watch 65 cents. I'll be real honest. I'm going to set me an alert. Dude, I think I just want 67. Yeah, it was a good click. I think I just want an alert at 67. Let me know if this thing gets over 67. My targets for that would be 71 and then basically coming up to 80, because why? Now, let me say this, all right? I'm going to take that candle right there. Normally, if you watch my videos, I only draw lines on these green open ones, all right? I'm drawing this one. I'm going to delete it, but the reason I'm drawing this is because, look, the gap fill border, obviously there's a nice gap, and everyone loves filling a gap, right? The gap fill border, the line before you start to fill, is generally really hard to cross. All right, and almost seemingly for no reason, it's really hard to cross. All right, that's kind of why I said my main target for number 1 was 71. All right, I'm no guarantee that we're gonna break this. I think the fact that the 200, this purple line, is close enough to it, maybe we'll like tiptoe over it and try to, try to wick it. Maybe hit this 80-cent line. I am not thinking gap filled just yet, and I think a little bit of that is because of the RSI. Actually, I wish it was just like a little lower in the 70s, even like high 60s, and yeah, we would have been talking maybe even a $1.04. I think right now 80 is probably my immediate target, because again, two things to call out. Number one, we've barely done anything with that 200 line, all right? Number two, look how much we had to battle that 50 moving average before we finally escaped it and went on to the next one, right? I'm not necessarily sure it's going to be a clean run despite this. Like maybe we come down a little bit. Maybe that 65 line is a little bit of a resistance right here, like I said. And maybe that brings us down towards 58, 56, maybe. I don't think this will go any lower than like 53. Hopefully not even lower than that 56 number I just said, all right? But The 100 might be a little bit of a struggle. That said, with these three, I'm willing to call it a confirmation, even though it wasn't back to back. I love that. I think that's a good doji, and then that's a day after the doji. Tell the truth for me. All right, so I like this. I do. I know this wasn't the most definitive of reviews. I obviously think QBTS looks a little stronger, but this one to me is worth a gamble if that's kind of your game, right? Because I always look, I don't really have a good like ground on the quantum sector, but it seems like QBTS is the bigger stock. This thing has almost 11 million volume, whereas, you know, ARQQ had what, 3? Close to 4, right? Half ain't bad. That's an easy thing to say, but I think this is what you play, assuming QBTS does well, because theoretically, the smaller, riskier stocks should do better, right? But in some ways, they're both kind of risky, you know what I mean? So that's why I think there isn't much of a difference between them in terms of today. So cool, I like this. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Otherwise, QUBT. Wow, I wrote that so poorly. I'm glad it looked good. Look at this. Okay, this one. Oh, hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, please share this video. It does wonders for these algorithms, all right? This is an interesting one, all right? This is an interesting one. At the minimum, I'm seeing a play that's basically get to the 100, fall away. Get to the 100, fall away. Seems like we're trying to get to the 100 again, right? I don't know if we're going to fall away this time, mainly because, look, this is the third of the quantum stocks. The first two are doing well. Gotta say that the third one's not doing bad, right? I just wish these moving averages weren't so tight, all right? I do not like it when they're tight like this because, honestly, it's hard to get over 1, let alone 2, all right? That said, breaking this 100 moving average, you almost have no other place but 99 cents, and then obviously this up here, right? Where are we compared to this? Oh man, we're close to that. Did we wick this? So I'm clicking, roughly speaking, the bottom of this October candle, hit 91 cents. Lo and behold, that was our high for today on the wick. So this one's interesting, right? You can see the MACD's not quite there yet. The RSI is barely there, but they both are doing a nice divergence. This is a really low and really healthy 40, which could have some good room to climb, right? Doesn't have a crazy high RSI ceiling, but hey, even if we went from 40 to 70, that could still be a nice move, right? That could even be enough to try to get us close to that 200 moving average. I think this echoes how I ended ARQQ. Look, this I would say is the riskiest of the three so far. I really don't know anything about any of these companies, right? I always say that, right? For all I know, this has the best financials and fundamentals, right? But in terms of the charts, this seems like the riskiest to me because of these three moving averages being so tight. If this gets over 88 cents, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert at 89 myself. I'll be honest, let's not be greedy. Let's go 91. Let's make it. No, I should have done 92. Dang. I should have gone over the wick. Whatever. Do 92 if I was you. I would say break 92, and there's decent reason to believe 110 is realistic. If not, like I said, this 98, you're still a 10% move, give or take on that, right? Not just under, but you get it. Get over the 100. That's the goal for this. Ride the quantum wave. That's the goal for this. Look, I mean, you can see the same thing on the weekly, actually, with give or take the same target, if I had to guess. Look at this. The average 50 is 109 on the weekly. The 200 on the daily is 108. It seems like this thing wants to head towards that. Obviously, a good little red, green, right? So yeah, get over 91 cents. If you want to play it a little extra risky, you can do that 89 cents that I was thinking of before I went up to my 91, right? Couple pennies on this thing actually is about 5%. So, yeah, I don't think that there's too much more on this one. I'll probably just combine this one with RGTI, which is the next one. But really quickly, let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. You know your input is actually more important than mine. I'm telling you, all right? Oh, my. I like this one. I didn't look at this one before the end of the day. I like this one a lot, actually. This actually might even have more volume than QBTS. Did it? It did. Whoa, I might have I might have messed up the order on this one. If you stay towards the end, good for you, because I like this, I think, the most. This has a really healthy 65 RSI. Man, that's a volume and a half right there. And let's be honest, we were just near that, came back down and decided to go. Look at this thing. I talked about the 100 moving average on the last one. We go up, we come down, we go up, we come down, we finally go. And more than anything, it was the 20 moving average that carried us. That 20 looks like it's going to golden cross the 100. I like RGTI the most. I do. I do. Nice. Watch this one in the morning. This one looks like a good play right here. Let's take a look at the weekly to make sure that there's no silly. Look at this thing. Red, 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 red might want to go to green, 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 green up to this 230 line. Because even behind it, it's just red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, green, green. Oof, I like this. I would say the first target should be roughly $2, $1.90. Looks like what it should be. Break that $1.90. Yeah, we're going to want to come here for sure. I like this one. Yeah, if you stay towards the end, solid. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. As always, I appreciate you so much.